Hello everybody, we're Jane and Emily. I'm Emily, this is Jane from Driven. We are driver trainers and we're here to help you with your Part 3 needs and your standard check needs. So today we thought we'd just clarify one of the competences on the Part 3 marking sheet. We feel like people get a little bit confused and a little muddled with it, so we just thought we'd sort things out a little bit, clear things up and make it a bit clearer for you all. So the competency is under lesson planning. You may recognise it. It was the lesson plan adapted when appropriate to help the pupil work towards their learning goals. Okay.
Yeah, so the dictionary definition, and I'm going to read this out, is...
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt slightly. We just want to break down what adapting means.
Yes.
Adaptation. Yeah.
So I was going to say the dictionary definition of the word adaptation, which is a key word in the competence, is can be a verb, and that would mean to change or adjust something or to change yourself so that it is a more suitable for a new purpose, situation or set of conditions. It can also be a noun.
So the noun of adaptation is the process of changing or adjusting to become better suited to a particular purpose, situation or environment.
So to put it in a slightly more concise way, adapt, to modify or adjust to fit new conditions or requirements. And adaptation is a change or adjustment made to suit different conditions or circumstances.
So if we think about it, when you just think of out of context, out of any driver training context, think about how you adapt things or how things adapt. So we're going to give you some examples here. So let's imagine that you are changing from summer to winter. You know, at the moment we're experiencing very, very hot conditions, aren't we?
We are. Very
So how are you going to adapt from going from that hot climate to a much colder climate?
Well, you're going to wear different clothing. You're not going to change your goal. Your goal is to still go out, but you're going to change your clothing. You're going to put more layers on or a heavier coat. Yeah. And again, another way of thinking about it is, let's imagine we're actually on a common and there are some cows in the road. So what might we adapt if the traffic gets too bad?
Well, we might change our route.
If we're in a hurry, might turn around and go a different way. And again, if we're watching a film and we can't hear the dialogue, or maybe it's a foreign movie.
Well, we might put the subtitles on. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And if we're doing this, and now we're adapting the way you're understanding the competence. So we're explaining something in a different way when someone doesn't understand the first explanation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, good. So these kind of examples that we're trying to give you is helping you really just keep it very simple in your minds about how you can adapt. I mean, we've got some more examples. We've got loads of examples. I mean, you look at examples of how animals adapt in nature. So, for example, a polar bear has thick fur. That's an adaptation to help it survive in cold climates. Yeah.
Birds migrate from one continent to another when the climate changes, so they maintain their temperature that they desire. So there are loads of these things. You know, camels have got humps for the water in the deserts and loads of different things. But we need to sort of relate this to actually what we're doing and the adaptation that we're going to be having to do on a lesson. It's not about the goal, it's about adapting the situation or our teaching style or the circumstances to still achieve that goal, but in a different way.
That's it. If you can see that something isn't working for your pupil, you need to adapt what you're doing to help that pupil achieve their goal. So the competency is under lesson planning. So we're looking at the lesson plan, which we make at the beginning of the lesson and everything that plan involves. And then we're thinking, what can we adapt from that lesson plan to help this pupil learn? So if we think about what is involved in a lesson plan.
Well, we've got things like where our practice areas are. Can we adapt the practice area? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean bringing the practice area more easy. It might make it harder.
Yeah.
So it depends on the way you need to adapt the lesson, whether we
Mhm.
need to make it harder or easier.
So you're just constantly aware of your pupils' changing needs and adapting where you're teaching them to help meet their needs. What else is in a lesson plan? What else does that
Well,
involve?
the way you teach it.
The way you teach it, yeah, your teaching style / learning style.
Mm-hmm. So I've done this on the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
The pupil, their normal way of learning isn't to have a demo. They just want to have a go. But if they're having a go and it's just not working, sometimes you just got to pull them over and say, look, it's not working. We've tried this. So I'm going to show you. We're going to swap over and I'm going to show you. And that can really move the lesson forward sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So just the change of the learning style, it might not be what they want, but actually it's what they need.
Yeah. And then afterwards they'll probably be like, oh, that really helped. I didn't think I would benefit from that, but actually it did really work well.
Yeah. And what was the last one then?
Well, it might be the level of support you're giving someone. So, maybe you're noticing they're really struggling. Maybe you need to just increase the support, or you're noticing that making lots of mistakes. Maybe you just need to up that support a little bit.
So yes, if they ask for prompting or you've agreed prompting, you might go to full instruction just to get them over that hurdle, to make sure they understand and have adapted towards their goal.
Yeah. And of course, there is the goal as well that you can adapt. So, you might need to break it down a little bit or build on it, depending on what your pupil needs. So I hope that makes it a little...
Yeah, it's breaking it down into those little chunks. I think individual things you can change, maybe one or two if necessary.
Yeah. And I hope that makes it a little bit clearer about what adapting actually means in terms of adapting a lesson plan. Now, we are making a handout on this. So if you would like us to email you a handout on this particular topic, then please drop a comment and we will get in touch with you and send you our handout that we have made for this. Please leave feedback, leave comments. That would be great. And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.